because it's very important for us. Yes, we are talking about the GitHub. So what we are going to do today is we are going to use one IDE for that case. Any one IDE, either brackets or WebStorm. These are the two IDs which UI developers will be mostly using. So before that, we will be coding through command prompt or git bash. Git bash is also a command terminal. And then what we will be doing at the next level is cloning a project, and then creating a branch, committing a file, and then knowing a history of the file, xyz blah blah, many things will come down the line. So let's proceed. What we are going to do is we are going to get some project from the GitHub. I'm going to log into GitHub. So I have one project. I will be sharing this project with you. So payroll UI is there. Okay. So when you go for any Git, what you have to do is you have to create a project. Will do that at the next level. First, we will learn how to clone a project. So this project is already existing in my application. What I should do is I need a URL for cloning a project. So what you have to do, clone or download, you have to click. And in today's era, everything is on GitHub. Like videos you will watch on YouTube, and below they will be providing you the GitHub URL in the description. So the same code you will be getting from the GitHub. So in that way, many people are proceeding. Many are following a Google Drive also. Many ways the things are going on, but mostly developers will be using this one, and this is very important. So once you copy this, what you have to do is you have to clone it. So how to clone? So you have to type this git clone and URL. So from where I have copied this URL, I have copied this URL from clone or download. By clicking on that, I will be getting this one. And one more thing is like I'm just removing this one. You should make sure that you are standing on the correct path. Correct path means here you have PWD, which tells me the path of the system. If you are on Windows, you can just check the path directly, C drive, something blah 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 will appear over there. But in Linux and Mac, it will not appear. So for that case, I typed PWD, I got the path. So I'm moving to one folder. Let me do from here so that it will be easy for you to understand. So in downloads, what I'm doing is I'm going to create a new folder, git example. So I'm going to clone a project inside this folder. So where I have done down, what is that? We go to downloads, git, where did we save this? In downloads we have git example. So why we are not able to see this? CD git Example directory from cd git example. So I'm at this git folder. Git example I want to go. Git. Okay, go to git folder. So where is that git folder? So here we have the folder is empty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone that project. This project cloning means downloading a project. So when you go to the git terminology, then we call it as a clone. We'll not say download. So in general terminology, we call it as a download. So I'm going to use a word clone here. So git clone command you have to remember. I copied this URL and I pasted here and I pressed enter. So you can see it's cloning and it's downloading the project. Till this get downloaded, let me write the commands also how to clone. So git clone path, whatever the path it might be. So what it is saying, 100% completed. So we can see the project is existing there. What is the name of project here? Payroll UI. Payroll UI. It's empty. It is saying. Is it empty? Let me clone it again. Copy. And install an empty directory. So what is the command of cloning?
Clone.
Git clone and the path.
Yeah, git clone and the path. So let me clone payroll UI. Copy this. So I cloned what? The next one, payroll API. So you can see it's saying it's downloading 2.40 MB. Why the data is not coming in? Now we got the data. So what is there we are least bothered about that? So we are able to clone this one. That is very important for us. The first one was empty, so I'm just removing this. Git bash. First one should also come with data. I'm not sure. It's not coming. Git UI. This is empty. Git underscore UI. This is having some data. Let me clone again then. Uh, Git clone, and you can see what I'm doing here. Payroll UI dot git. So why I'm focusing on the UI means API, you will not understand what is there in API. If you are able to download UI means it is very much helpful to us. What is there, at least we can talk on that. Remote head refers to non-existent, unable to check out. There's some problem with this repository move. No problem. So this is where we clone this one. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one IDE and I'm going to import this clone. So I'm using WebStorm. In order to work on Angular 2, you should be aware about this basic git commands because we will be downloading and running the server through that only. So there is one more tool so called framework so called Ionic Material. This is also very much boom nowadays. So I'm just importing a project. So go to open, and then in downloads we have git, and in git we have git API. So you can see the git has been imported. You can see here. Okay. So if you're using IDE, you don't have to go for git bash and all. So most of the case we will be using IDE only. So the only thing is you should know how to import the git project. First of all, what we have done, we have cloned the project, and then I have opened the project in this one. So same thing, the same you can do for the brackets or any ID, whichever you go. So the cloning is over. Cloning using IDE and cloning using command prompt. Now what we will learn is moving a code to the GitHub. How to move a code to the GitHub, that we will see now. So for that case, let me create one file here. Example.properties. I'm just creating a text file. So dummy text. You want to add the following to the GitHub. Commit directory. So how do you move your code? By right click and clicking on commit. So whenever you do that, from the entire package, what is coming out over here, the file which is changed, either it is a new file or the existing modified file. For example, here web.xml we have, And in this web.xml, what I am doing is I have added some comments here, and what I'm doing here is I'm adding some filter tag. I'm saving this one, and when I go back to the GitHub and click on commit directory, now you will find two changes, two files here. So one is web.xml, another one is added one. So if you want to see the change, you have to just double click. So it will show the existing one and your version, means your changed version. So if you agree for moving this one, you can click on close and you can simply commit it. If you don't want to commit that one, simply uncheck that. It will move only those files which are checked here. So what is commit, guys?
Uh,
To save the changes which we have made, only the changes we made.
Yeah. So where are we moving those changes?
We have
We are moving those changes to the GitHub. Why are we moving our changes to the GitHub?
in whatever we just changed, only the changes moves in the GitHub, so everybody knows that this thing is changed in that one.
Awesome. This is what I am expecting. Perfect. Yeah. So whatever change I have made, the entire team should know. Everybody should know that the following change has been made by a person. So we need to go with that change. Or else someone have made some change, means we will be going with that file. On the top of that file we will be working on that. For that purpose only we will be going for the change. So how do we move code into the GitHub? Just by going to the git commit. Let me commit it. I'm not going to move web.xml. I'm just going to write added dummy file and then click on commit. You have excluded some files from the active change list. Remaining changes to be moved to the another change list. So if you say yes or no, it's your call. So one committed, added dummy file. I just added one file here. I'm coming to the branch. I'm refreshing my code base. So what is that? Where we have moved change? We have moved change in payroll API. Source, main, web app. Where did we move? So if you want to see your history, you can go to GitHub and you can just click show history. So this show history, what it will show? It will show all your changes when you have moved what. So you can see that on 22nd 2017 this person have moved some change. Here on 7:43 p.m. of the same day, he again moved some change. Again moved some change. So if you want to compare your changes, you just click control and press there, and you can click on compare. So when you are comparing what is the change latest which you have moved, that is nothing but example.properties. And if you want to compare this one with this another one, you can do the comparison. So these many files he has moved. Okay, even your comparison with some other file, you can see these many changes are there. Your file is also there, others files is also there. So what is the use of history? History is used for tracking a record. So it's very important to track a record who has made what change, because if something is breaking, if some code has been deleted from the repository or modified in the repository because of which my application is not working properly, then this change will help us. This tracking record will help us. Okay, so let me go here. Even you can see the track of single file as well. So if you don't want to see the complete history of the project, I want to know who have made change on this file, on the specific file. So go to the file, click on Git, and go to history. History will show. So this file is only added by me. None of them have changed this one. So if I make some other change here, and if I save here, and if I commit once again on this file, so if I come back over here and if I go to Git and show history, now you can see a moment ago I have moved, and another one is 5 minutes ago. The timestamp will be continuously changing this one. Any questions here?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
So this is what regarding the moving a file and comparing a file. Now let's learn about replacing. So if you go to Git, here you will find many things: repository, revert, show history, compare with branch, compare with XYZ, blah blah. So let me click on revert, and then let me go to Git. Okay, this is what information we have. Now let's go for branches. Oh, let me check this: creating, committing, knowing history. Now let's go for branch. What is this branch in GitHub?
Files we have.
Yes, branch will be having some files. So why do we maintain a branch? You can see here, you can see the dev is a branch here. What exactly the branch mean? Let me go with the diagram for that explanation. I don't have MS Paint here. I don't know which paint will work in that case. So what I'm doing is I'm going with MS Word. In MS Word for blank document. document. So let me explain you about this branch. What is the meaning of branch in trees? Trees will be having branches, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So one will be the root tunnel, which will be having multiple branches, which is going in multiple direction. But this entire will be coming and meeting at one point. Correct? So the same concept GitHub has applied. So one GitHub will be having multiple branches here. Let me go with one branch to avoid confusion. So why the branch are created means, for example, I have not created any branch. I have only one branch here. I moved a code here and the code is successfully moved, and the business was going very smoothly, everything was good. All of a sudden, someone have deleted all files from the branch, from this folder. So what happens? There is no backup for it. So in order to avoid this type of scenario, what GitHub will be doing is it will be giving all the code which this main branch is having, and it will be creating a subfolder where it is a copy of main branch. Okay, and it will be giving this folder to the developers will work on this one, and if everything goes well, then they will merge the code with the branch. So it's not that easy to understand. I will just take some scenarios and I will try to make it understandable. So yeah, if there is no branch created, then what happens? There will be a risk of losing a business. There is a risk of deleting a files. Okay, in order to avoid that, they will be giving a copy of the original branch where the people will make all needful changes here, and they will start moving a code to the copy branch, and then this copy branch code will be compared with the main branch, and then it will be storing the values in the main branch. So what is the advantage in that case? If they give copy, you can use copy, you can test it well. If everything goes fine, this copy will be added in the main branch. If something breaks here, for example, someone have deleted some files, or some files got corrupted, or some files are having a long logic, then that is a problem. So in that case, until that everything is fixed, you should not move your code to the main branch. If nothing is fixed, something is breaking, so what they will simply do is they will delete this copy once, and then they will give you the new copy of the main branch. So in this way, the backup will be stored. Are you following me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Might be it is bouncing from your head. But once you move to the real time scenarios, this you will learn slowly within the environment itself where you're working. Okay. Payroll 18, payroll UI, and go back here. So now let me explain you. Till now we have cloned a new project, sorry, existing project. How to create a new project in this one? This is a status bar. It's going, keep going. So search for the repository UI UX I'm giving. So new. This will hold UI and UX material. So click on create repository. Okay. Now I'm going back here. You can see your repository has been created. So you have finally got that one. And now we are going to clone in our environment. So here you will find HTTPS and SSH. So always go for the HTTPS. Copy this one. Go to your command prompt. So how do you clone it? Git clone and the
The
path.
path.
Yes. So you can see. Let me list. So UI UX got created. So what I'm doing is I'm going to import it here. So open in downloads, get UI UX. Open that. This window, it's your call. If you want in the this window, you can go to this one. So there is nothing in this one. Let me create something here. I'm going to create one HTML file and index.html I'm giving you. You want to add the following to the git? Yes. And first file in GitHub. So I just saved it. Come back over here. So how I should move the change? Can you tell me? I have created one file here. This is new change in my project. So I want to move it
Right
to the,
click,
yeah, right click,
Git,
yeah, get,
commit directory,
yes, commit directory we have to be. And there are so many
and
files.
whatever is checked in, you can give a message and we can commit changes.
Correct. Those will be moved to that one, whatever we have checked it. So if you want to see the change, you just double click. You are not seeing two side because it is having only one side over here. So these are the new files added in that case. And here on version 2 file something it is saying. I'm just moving index.html. Moving new file index.html to GitHub. So always give commit and push. So what is that commit and push? I will add some words here. Oh, it's asking the ID. I did not remember the ID here. Let me check what is the ID. Let me sign out and sign in. Okay. The password I need to check that. ID I got, but I'm not sure about the password. S03. It's correct? Yes. So ID is my email ID, gmail.com, and the password is password. Fail with error. Unable to access. So might be there is some problem with password. Open GitHub. Nothing is there here. It will be go. So already we moved our change. Because of that, it is showing. It's not showing here. So push you have to give. So if you don't find your change in the repository, then you have to give push. Moving origin to master and push. Unable to access GitHub. I'm facing some problem to move a file. Add some code. So what is a procedure? This is a procedure, and let me check repository. First of all, whenever you make any change, at the first level you have to just go for that file and click this one. Clicking on 403 is forbidden. It's not allowing me some username password. What is the problem? I don't know, but it should get connected basically. This is a procedure for that. It's not asking again for the username. You can see the file directly by clicking over there. It will open you the GitHub repository. So as you have errors here, because of that the push is failed. Any questions up to here?
No, sir.
So what we learned, how to move a file,
by.
Correct. And creating a branch, yeah, creating a branch, I have to explain you. Committing a file. So commit versus commit and push. There are two things here. One is push, one is commit and push. These three will be very much used across whenever you work on this one. What is commit? Commit. So what is the concept of GitHub? How GitHub is different from others? Can you list down some names before GitHub? What we have?
When we make a change, it will be available to all of them, and all of them can see and
Correct. So
access everybody.
right. So my question here is, thank you for answering that. My question over here is like, before GitHub, there was CVS, there was Tortoise SVN. Still, many projects are using this repository. And then suddenly GitHub has come, and people stopped using this one. Even the new developers are not aware about the names of this one. Earlier, it was so boom that it was used across the world. Now, people don't know the name also. Many developers, new developers, like you people have joined newly to this IT, you might have aware of, but there are many developers who have not even heard about this. So there were some loopholes in this one. So what were the loopholes? This works under the intranet in the same network. So what Git has come, Git has provided a flexibility to work under intranet as well as internet. Intranet means within the network, okay, and internet means across the globe. So within the network means within that specific area. So for that you will be having Cisco mobility. This VPNs and all will come for that case, which takes you to the specific network. So I don't want to go in detail about that intranet and all. So Git has come into picture. So what Git will do is it will perform two types of commits here. One is local commit. So whenever you move your code, it will be there in your local commit. And the second one is central commit. Central commit means moving to Git repo. Local commit will not move to Git repo. It will be in local. For example, here I performed a commit. When I see the history also, I can see my name in the commit list. You can see here. But I am not seeing this change in the Git repository. Why? The reason behind is your local commit is successful, but your central commit is getting failed. So local commitments change will be there within your system, and central commitments the change will go to your GitHub system. This is known as central commit. Okay, so here it's failing. So the local commit will be, if you want to perform any local commit, you have to use only commit. And if you want to make it a central commit, then you have to give push. For example, you are done with the local commit and now you want to perform a central commit. So what do you have to do? You have to come here and you have to say push. So I'm trying to push this. Let me try to push it. Again, it's getting failed here. It's my bad. Something is acting as a barrier for this case. Sticky balloon, something. I'm not sure what is that. So in this way, you will be giving a commits. Okay, let me show you some interesting thing. This is Eclipse, and where is our UI UX? This is our UI UX. Yep. Let me clone this project in Eclipse. Oh, I see. The details which we have entered is taking to other repository. These are the different repositories we have. So because of that might be one reason. I have many IDs. Go with another ID which is having that. GitHub sign in. Units right. Check password. Oops. So if I'm going with this, here we have our repositories. So let me try that now. We have given the wrong username and password. So uh, we have given the right username, but that username was not having this repository. This is another account, that was another account, but the profile picture for both is same. So I got confused with that. So let me add one file and commit here. Dummy file I'm adding. Dummy text I'm saying. Team, get team, this, commit directory. So dummy. So commit and push means it will perform both local commit and that one. So what it is saying here, let me go here, UI UX. The strange thing is it did not ask the username and password. One time we have entered, it has saved there. So let me do it here. UI UX we got, and here import. Next, finish. Java please, and here we go. Here we have empty. I'm creating a new file to commit from here. The same thing you have to follow from anything. I'm going to move an HTML, and this time I'm going to give demo.html and hello world. Look it up. Okay. Team commit. Same process. So here adding new file. Commit and push. Next. Yeah, it asked you something here. Units for com. Finish. Username password is wrong. Check. Sign it and sign in. Sign in. If you want to know the password, simply go to the inspect. Why the password is not displayed? Because the input type is password. Let me make it text. This is my password. Go here. Hmm. What happened? Okay.
So maybe the path, repository path over there has something to do with this. See,
Repository path is correct, right? This is we have copied from there only. User ID. We have here the user ID, and this is a password, not authorized. Fine, you try this, guys. Not sure why this is not coming up. Oh, you give the password. Is the password going to expire? Oops, just I've created a password and it's not working. Oh, here the email ID also. Let me try this again. Try this. I need to keep on trying this. Team push. Hope this will work now. It's killing us. Pushing to remote directory. Okay. Go to UI UX. Okay. Adding a new file. We have added a new file 4 minutes ago. Why it is showing 4 minutes ago? Even though we have pushed instantly. So when you make a commit, it will take a countdown from there. You're getting me right?
yes, so whenever we do commit only, it will, uh,
Yeah,
the time will count from that, right?
right. Time will be called from that time, and this is a way. Here, let me try the same. Git has stored that password somewhere. Let me push. So here I'm trying to push on. Some problem here. Git password where it is stored. So you just enter the proper password, it will move out. Be on the line, let me connect my charger. We'll move quickly to the next one. Oh, it's a, I thought I missed my charger at office. Tomorrow Sunday it will be Saturday it will be killing me otherwise. Oh, it's there. Just 1 minute, let me connect it. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So this commit push, these are the things which we will be using on a daily basis. So if you want, I will be sharing this clone details. You can clone this all repositories. So how to create repository and how to push it. I hope that is clear to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are clear about.
Perfect. Now, what is there? Five repositories. Okay. So we will be learning more on this one. So now onwards, we will be sharing our examples on GitHub. I will create in UI UX batch. The one which we have created will work on that one. So can we switch to Angular now?
Yes, sir.
Or you want to add something? Chalo.
Mm, Angular will be fine.
Oh, you are waiting for Angular 2 eagerly. So let me paste it here. So what is Angular? What is another name of Angular? NG. Angular is also called NG. If someone says NG2, don't get shocked. It's Angular 2 only. So why do we go for Angular 2 when 1 is there? Why do we need Angular 2?
Don't know exactly, sir, but what I have read somewhere is like it's full of component based. Like data won't be interrupted or corrupted, anything like that.
Correct. So here it's completely a component based. So what is component?
No, sir, never.
No problem. We will see that one. I will explain you what is component and all. And for Angular 2, I suggest you this website. So what is Angular 2 and all? You can get it very quickly over here. When compared to the Angular 1, why do we go for Angular 2? So it is simpler than Angular 1. If you're not aware about the Angular 1 also, still you can go with the Angular 2. And definitely why today industry is switching to multiple frameworks and all is the only reason behind that is the speed up. So for example, when you have seen the Angular 1, where in the simple way we are performing filtering, in a simple way we are performing a binding of data and all. If you try to do this all in jQuery, you have to write number of lines of code. If you want to go do the same thing for the JavaScript, then huge lines of code is required. So when it comes to Angular 2, it's speed up your application because it's not a JavaScript, it's a TypeScript language. So what is this TypeScript?
No, sir.
TypeScript is nothing but the super language of the JavaScript. Okay, which language the browser understands? Our browser understands only one language, that is nothing but the
JavaScript.
yes. So but the coding which we type over here is in the TypeScript format, so that will be converted back to the JavaScript using the ng2 engine, Angular engine that you will be learning down the line. So let me give some more overview on this one. You can update the large data sets with minimal memory overloaded. So these are why do we go for this one. Angular 2, the main focus of developing Angular 2 is like a responsive UI with respective to the mobile apps. Okay, so using this one, what the industry is expecting is when you're developing some application, this is your desktop based application and this is your mobile based application, and when it comes to mobile this is Android and this is iOS. Let's consider make my trip is there. So how do you access make my trip from desktop based to HTTP URL? Correct? And how do you access it from your Android base? You will download app of make my trip and you will access it. The same thing you will do over here also for Android as well as for iOS. Okay, so what industry is trying, for developing this website we need a web developer. For developing this application we need whom? We need an Android developer, and for we also need whom? iOS developer. So three developers are required. One is web, who knows HTML, one is one who knows iOS, and one who knows Android coding. And if they want to go for BlackBerry, Blueberry, whatever it might be, Windows XYZ, then those all developers are needed. So industry is trying to minimize it because they don't want to spend this much cost on developers. To overcome that, they have developed a superset of all this, so-called Angular. Using this Angular with some additional framework, we can develop a application, we can develop a web-based application, we can develop an Android setup, we can develop an iOS setup. Let me show you something. So you can see using one scripting framework. This is a desktop view, and this is a different mobile view. If you see here at the top, this is Android, sorry, iOS, this is Android and Windows. The look and feel is quite different. The team is working on that one. So this is what the industry, how the industry is growing, you can see. So what industry is trying to build? Industry is trying to build some generic process which can be used at multiple ways. They don't want to spend all that amount in three different fields. They will be spending on web developers. If you learn this process, you will be a Android developer, you will be iOS developer as well. So how the technology has been vasted. So for this all three in one, if you want, then you should learn Angular with some framework with that. The one framework which is very much a boom in the market is Ionic framework. If you do like this, then you will be all around. And if not, you can just learn Angular too and you can move on. So this is what a story about why how the market is growing and much more. So you can see here mainly focused on mobile apps. So I'm switching to the example. We'll do some practicals so that theory will be clear to you by default if you start working on this. And I will share you some documentation at the end of the class. I will find spelling of Angular was wrong. Angular documentation. I will search this and send you. So let's start. Any questions up to here?
Was
So what it is saying, one framework for mobile and desktop. So what is desktop? Your web is known as desktop and this one is known as mobile. Why Angular is using TypeScript? To provide this compatibility. So slowly the things will be clear to you. Let me go here. Quick start. Click here. Here you will be getting a URL for this. Sure. I'm just looking for one URL. Angular. Yes. I will share you this one. Let me ping on Skype. So let me download this. I'm in Git folder. So how to clone that? Git clone. Download this quick start project. We'll be talking more on this one. So here 100% it got downloaded. So here you can see. And now what I'm doing is you can import in your this one, what we call that brackets, or you can import it in this one. So get what we have downloaded, guys. Hey, what is going on? You are not able to do that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Angular,
not.
right?
No. I'm talking to someone else here. Let me open door 1 second. What we have downloaded, if you see this, what I have pinged you, we have downloaded quickstart.git. So what is this quick start and all I will explain you. Let me execute one example on Angular and then we will be quickly learning more on this one.
Okay, sir.
Npm install. I will be giving you all these commands what we need to do here. What is this npm?
Love it. Now I'm connected, sir. I lost the
Okay.
connection previously. I messaged them.
Okay. Let me summarize what I have explained you earlier. So what we have done is we have cloned one project which is given by the Angular repository. Okay. We have cloned by using the command which I have typed you. That is nothing but git clone this URL. So once we are done with the cloning of this one, the second step what I did over here is I have opened the project in the web storm, and then I clicked on terminal and I executed npm install. So what is this npm install? I will explain you about that. Let me execute one example on this, and then we will talk more on this one. So this npm install will take some time till this come up. Let me go to history. Npm serve is there, that spelling I want to know. So it's opening. We type the command as well. So this is npm start. npm. So commands you have to. Hey, this is, yeah, npm start, npm install. So now we have executed the first example of the Angular. Let me explain you what is there and what we have to work on. So Angular is something which is a combination of Node.js. It runs on the Node.js, and it has some testing plugins like Karma and Gulp within it. So you don't go in that detail. And we have so many things here. If you see the structure, if you see the folder here, you have hell lot of things in this one. So we should not see all that. We are only concerned with app. Okay, app folder. In this app folder you are having multiple things. Let me go one by one. And before that app folder, another file which is important for us is index.html. So in index.html there will be tags. These tags are used in Angular. So till now in ng we have used a predefined tag, but in Angular we have to create our own tags, and this will be working on behalf of this tag. Okay, the things will be clear to you. It's not that easy to go in one go, so we will make it easy. We'll try our best. Yeah, Component. Let's come to the component. Here we have component, module, service. If you understand these three concepts with routing, there are four concepts in Angular. Angular is built on four concepts. One is component, one is module, and one is service, and the last one is routing. If you understand this four, the Angular will be over. So what is component? Component is nothing but the UI. Till now we have hard coded everything in the HTML, but in ng2 we will not be doing that. We will be using component in that case. For example, hello Angular we have given, right? So hello United States I'm giving here. So you can see where I have made this change. I made this change in the component, and those changes have been reflected on the UI. And there is a concept so called eliminator or elevator, something is there, which synchronize your web and application. That is a built-in functionality of Angular. For example, United States of America I'm giving. I should just give this United States. Hello India. Let me give India here. So when I'm giving India, I did not refresh the browser. If you come here, it will automatically, the application has been designed, this tool has been designed in such a way that if you make change at one end without reflecting, it will be changed over here. For today, you have to remember only one thing, that is how to clone your Angular project. That is by using the git clone, and how to run your Angular demo application. That is by using the npm start. So later on, I will explain you what is npm. npm is nothing but Node Package Manager. It is a tool which is given by the Node.js. It's a kind of server, inbuilt server. I did not use any Tomcat or XYZ. It is an inbuilt server in which your application will run. Okay. So any questions here, guys?
Yes.
No, sir.
And again, I'm saying you at the initial level, you have to struggle a bit with Angular. Okay, it's not that easy. Again, I'm saying you. Angular 1, we are used to, we feel comfortable with that. But when you come to Angular 2, at the initial stage, you have to struggle a bit. Once we get a familiarity with the tool, then everything will be easy for us. Then you will feel like, yes, Angular 2 is very simple than Angular 1. So your assignment is you have to run this application and try to display some data here. Okay, like a login form you generate here. Make sure you are not making directly, you are not writing something in the index.html. If you write like a table, whatever we have done, input type xyz, you should not do all these things. You have to call all these things from the ng2 only. If it is not clear, ask me, I will explain you n number of times.
Okay, sir.
So let me summarize what you have to do. Simply go for this git cloning and then run npm install In the command prompt, if you don't have anything, so what you would do is go to terminal. नवाजा मुनी से खुलो यार. Go to terminal. Go to downloads, your location where you have quick start. I'm stopping a server from here. And npm install you run here. From command prompt you type the same thing if you don't have any brackets or something. And npm start you run here. You can run the same thing from your command prompt as well as from the tool. Okay, just now I have run this from the command prompt. Okay,